Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are making lepinja. Lepinja is a traditional flatbread that originated in Bosnia and is also known as somun in Serbo-Croatian language of the former Yugoslavia. It is often served with chevapcici, a minced meat sausage. This soft and fluffy yeast-based bread is perfect for sandwiches or is wonderful for making burgers. I actually use this bread as a burger bun and it tastes so delicious. Let's get started. We will need 500 grams of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of lukewarm water, 3/4 of a cup of lukewarm milk, 2 tablespoons of unflavored oil. I use avocado oil, 1 teaspoon of cane sugar or granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 7 grams of active dry yeast. How to make sure that your water is lukewarm? Simply place your finger in the water. If it's just warm but not hot, the water is lukewarm. Add sugar to your lukewarm water and also add your 7 grams of dry yeast. This is going to test if our yeast is good. If it's going to have a little head on top of the water, your yeast is ready to be used. So we're just going to allow this to rest for about 5 to 7 minutes. In the meantime, we are going to sift the flour, and I'm going to use the stand-up mixer to mix my dough. So I'm sifting the flour directly into the bowl of a stand-up mixer. Then I'm going to add the salt. I'm going to take a spoon, or you could take a whisk, and simply whisk both ingredients together. Now our yeast is activated and ready to go. We're going to add it to our flour and salt. We're also going to add our oil. I'm using avocado oil and 3/4 of the whole amount of milk. We can always add a little bit more, but let's start mixing at first, and then we'll see what the consistency of the dough is, and then we can add a little bit more milk, and I will show you step by step what the dough is supposed to look like. So we're just gonna mix it for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna check the consistency of the dough and see if we need more liquid. This to me looks good. It is soft, and then it's gonna get a little bit more softer. We're going to knead this dough for about 10 minutes, and the texture of it is going to change dramatically. It's going to look very soft and elastic. Then use a large bowl or a container like this. I like this one because it has the lid. And then we're going to oil a little bit the container so the dough doesn't stick to it, and we're gonna drop our dough in there. And here, look at the consistency of this dough. It's very elastic. It looks so beautiful. Look at this. Doesn't stick to your hands at all. So we're gonna drop it in there. We're gonna close the lid, or you could close it with Saran wrap. And then we're going to place the towel over it and allow the dough to rise for 60 minutes. So after the first proof, your dough is supposed to double in size, and it's going to start creating some bubbles inside of it. And look at this. It's doubled, almost tripled in size. So what we're going to do, we're going to punch the dough down. I'm going to punch it down. And I like to give it a couple turns. So we're just gonna turn it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna turn it on the other side. I just love watching the stages of making the dough and how it transforms after first, second, third proof. So now we're gonna close the lid of our container or a bowl, and then we're gonna also place the towel. The reason I'm placing the towel is just to kind of keep it in a dark place and allow this dough to rise for second time for 45 minutes. Let's look at our dough now after a second proof. As you can see, it became more liquidy. It means the gluten is relaxed in there and also has tons of bubbles. And if you smell it, it smells like yeast now. It means your yeast is working hard to make this bread for you. It did become a little bit more sticky, but it's going to be easily fixed by sprinkling some flour on a table surface and then just forming the dough. The reason we're forming it because we need to cut it. I'm making 6 breads out of this amount of dough. So what we need to do, we need to cut it into 6 equal pieces so your bread looks very uniformed. It's always good to weight your dough. So I'm going to place it on the scales and see what the total amount of dough is. And then I'm going to divide it by 6 and see what my piece is supposed to weight at the end. I'm going to cut it in half, and then each half I'm going to flatten a little bit into this rectangular and cut it in 3 pieces. And let's see if I'm very good at actually eyeballing the pieces instead of weighting them. I figured out each piece supposed to weigh about 124 grams. So this one was 128, which is okay. And then we're just gonna weight roughly the other ones and see if they're close to this weight. And that one was 125, which is perfect. We're gonna form balls out of all these pieces of dough. Then take a large baking tray, line it with the parchment paper, and then keep in mind that your bread is gonna spread a lot. So I'm just gonna place it apart, like way apart, all the 6 pieces on the lined baking tray, and then move them around so they have a little generous amount to grow. And here you are, we have 6 pieces on the baking tray. And if you thought that your proofing is done, it's not. We're gonna sprinkle it with some flour so they don't stick to your towel. We're gonna cover it again, and this time we're gonna let it rise for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, as you can see, your pieces are looking a little bit puffed up. They almost doubled in size again. So now, believe it or not, we're gonna flatten them. Using a kebab skewer like this or a bread knife, we're gonna make a traditional Lepinja bread pattern. It's a diamond pattern that is made on top of this bread. So it's gonna look like this. And after that, we're gonna cover it again, and this time we're gonna let it rise for 10 minutes. And after that, we're gonna stick those guys in preheated oven to 480 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. And here they're coming out. And as they came out of the oven, right away you need to sprinkle the tops with water. If you don't do that, your bread is not going to be soft. So then after that, we're going to cover it with a towel again and let the bread rest for 15 minutes. And after that, you have your wonderful, soft and fluffy and such a delicious Lepinja bread. And of course, what you can make with it, you can enjoy it with cheese, you can enjoy it with meat. And I'm gonna make a sandwich. My son is just dying to have one. So I'm just gonna slice it open in half, and I'm gonna make a sandwich for my son for lunch today with this wonderful bread. I have to tell you the story. First time I tried this bread, it was at the Serbian festival in my town, and I had that bread with chevapcici, which are a little minced meat sausages that they put inside. They also put tons of onions on there, and then they put some sauce. I forgot what it's called, but it was so delicious. I still have that taste in my mouth of this wonderful bread and chevapcicis inside of it. So I hope you will find use for this bread, and I hope you can make sandwiches. You can even make hamburgers using this bread as a hamburger bun. Why not? And of course, you know, with bread, anytime you make bread, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. You have to feel it with your hands. You have to know what the consistency of the bread is, and that takes time to learn. It took me a while to learn the proper techniques of making bread. I'm yet to try making sourdough bread because it's something that I have not mastered yet, but when I will master the sourdough bread, of course I'm gonna post a video for you. So I hope you like this video, and I hope I find you in a good health, and best of luck to you and to your families. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate your comments under this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Have a great day. Bye.